Hey everyone, it's DarkStar, and the last video that I made, I showed you some footage of me getting my butt kicked, okay? And I don't like to brag, but I just hit a kind of a milestone. I set a goal for myself with this latest bankroll. I started in October, and my goal was to double the bank in a year or less. And I just doubled it with this last trip, so doubled it 2 or 3 months early, and did so with a big win on my last little mini trip. And it's not always all about the Benjamins, but sometimes it's all about the Benjamins. This is the winnings from the last trip. I took out what I started with. This is just the win. So sometimes, you know, I didn't lay this on the bed and roll around in it or anything like that, but I was tempted to. So that was just from one short day trip. Well, it was about 2 days, but it was only about 9 hours of playing total. So that's just to show you what you can do. And that wasn't using that big of a betting spread, really. So anyway, I'm going to show you today a chart of my progress. I'm not going to show you the exact dollars because I don't think that that's important. Everybody has different bankrolls, and I don't like to get into the exact amount, even though I'm showing you all this cash here now. But that's just because, you know, I got to celebrate a little bit. All right? So it's kind of fun. All right? All right. So I'm going to, the rest of this video is going to be, you're going to be looking at my computer. I'm going to show you a couple things. It's important to keep records so I know exactly that I did double the bankroll, not just because I have double the amount of cash that I started with, but I keep very accurate records of everything, including all of my expenses on the road, you know, gas, airfare, hotels, whatever it might be. It's important to keep track of all that stuff and notes and stuff, so I'm going to show you some of that. And how you need to operate this like a business.
All right, so first of all, here we have a graph of my performance starting back in October, okay? And so you can see that it's not a straight line, you know, straight up and down, straight up, okay? It's more a roller coaster ride, right? And what's interesting is, I'll highlight a couple things here for you guys. What's interesting is, you see this line here? Okay, that was a pretty big jump up, right? I don't really remember what happened there. Just looking at this chart, I can't remember that nice rise there. But this drop here, I remember that very well. I remember exactly what happened there. Okay, it's funny how the drops stick out in my mind more than the gains. Now this recent gain here, this I do remember, especially this last one here. I showed you all that cash. That's right there. That's that last trip. That line right there. Okay? So you can see that it's what they call a random walk with a trend towards the positive. Where I was really pretty lucky is, so this baseline here, okay, it's not a very straight line that I'm drawing, but that baseline there, that represents the start of the bankroll. So that's what I started with, okay? So I'm showing it as 0, but because this is how the bankroll has grown or declined. Now you see, when I first start off, I dropped a little bit below that line, an initial loss, and then started going up, 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 and then came all the way back down to where I started, and then I went negative, okay? So I was dipping into the bankroll here. I was losing money, okay? I was negative, and I stayed down there for a little while. But then that was it. Then after that, you know, we went almost all the way back to 0 here. That's why I remember that, okay? And then we started coming back up again, all right? and so I'm feeling pretty safe now. Okay, I can't really imagine dropping from here all the way back down to 0. Okay, unless I significantly increase my bets, right? Unless I take on more risk, but I'm not really planning on doing that yet. I'm going to keep going the way I'm going for a while. So my risk of ruin throughout this whole thing was around, depending on the casino, the game that they had, probably the highest I ever let it get was maybe 3%. Okay, now that I've doubled the bankroll, if I keep playing the way I'm playing, I haven't figured it out yet, honestly, but my risk is 1% or probably less in a lot of cases, because it's not you don't go from 3 to 1.5. It doesn't work that way. You actually cut the risk down a lot more than that. So my risk is 1% or less now. So that's why I don't see dropping all the way back down to the starting point. Okay, but even if I did, that's okay. I'm back to square one. All right, maybe it's not great, because the idea here is that I need to make money, right? The plan is, this is not all of my income right now, but the plan is to get to where this is going to be my only income. All right. So, thought I'd show you that, and then I also want to show you how record keeping is important. So give me a minute to pull this up here. All right. So this is what my spreadsheet looks like. This is a blank one for August here. Okay, so we'll keep track of total. Here's the way I'll just put something in here. So let's just pretend like this is August 1st, and I go and I play somewhere, and let's say I make I don't know, $5,500. Okay, and then I put in what casino that was, right? So we'll just say MGM, and then my strategy, right? So here I would put in what kind of bet range I use, whether I wong, all right, etc. Okay, and then my expenses, right? Hotel, airfare, whatever it might be, right? And then the amount, right? Whatever that came to, okay? And then how many hours I played. So let's say at MGM, I played there for 4 hours, okay? And then any tips that I may have given them, right? And then I took this out, but it'll keep track of the current bankroll, okay? And then my notes, okay? So I do keep notes on some of the things that happen. So give me a minute here, I'll find some notes for you. So here's my notes from May, okay? Same pit boss or floor manager, whatever it might be, in the main area and the high limit area. It might be a coincidence, or he could have been following me. That's what that means. Okay, so I just put little notes in here that I'll remember. Okay, longed in a while, pressured to tip by the pit boss. Need to keep good relations. Okay, and then so the high limit room is only $25 minimum. Stands soft 17, double after split, resplit aces, no surrender. Okay, so that's a pretty darn good game. Okay. And different things here. Here's one interesting thing. I don't know why I care about this, but penetration 0.6, that's important. Okay, I should have put whether that was what kind of game that was. I think this was a 6-deck game, so that's pretty good. 0.6 on a 6-deck game. Lady at first base was crying even when she won. She cried. She bet too little. Okay. She was kind of a sad case. I put this here because I was thinking at the time, they're going to throw people like me out, but they'll let someone like this, who clearly has a problem, keep playing. I talked to the dealer about her, and the dealer said, "Oh yeah, she's in here all the time. She does that all the time." Well, that's not normal. Okay, she's not having fun if she's crying all the time. Something's wrong there. That's like the alcoholic that's crying in her beer all the time, okay, or whatever, that's not a good thing. All right, so anyway, just different things. Okay, here's another one, high limit $25, stance, and it's pretty much the same. No surrender penetration, 2 of 6. Oh, that's bad penetration, okay. Should have put what the penetration was on this one, but I'd have to look at the casino, I probably know, but I don't want to give too much away here. I'm trying to show you guys notes where it doesn't show the casinos that I was at, you know, so just, you know, for obvious reasons, in case some of you who work at the casino are watching this. All right, my point is you need to keep accurate records, keep track of everything, you know, so you can see here what I was doing before. It'll update everything in here. So total expenses were $400. I made 55. These are all made up. Made $5,500. So then the net profit is $5,000. Okay. And then, you know, and then when you then for my year to date, it'll keep track of how much money per hour I'm making and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I can keep track of where I'm at. And that's also where I created this graph that you saw. Okay. So that's about all I got for today, guys. Just wanted to highlight the importance of record keeping and kind of celebrate that I doubled my bankroll. Hooray for me. Took me a little bit less time than I was hoping. I wanted to get it done in a year or less, and I accomplished that. So thought I would celebrate that with you guys. Thank you for everyone that watches. Please remember to subscribe if you're not already, and turn on your notifications so that you get notified when I put out new videos. And may the count be with you.